Welcome to Conversations Over 50. I am Dr. Dante, and we are back for some more episodes to just really unpack, have conversation, and educate you on what life is like being a Black gay man over 50. So y'all already know my castmates here. You've watched us, and I want to acknowledge the fact that we have checked out all of your comments on YouTube. We have watched what you said. We have read them. We have talked about it. We have cackled over a lot of them. And we appreciate you taking time out to just watch the episodes. But I'm going to ask my guys here, one, introduce yourself, but how did you feel about our last round of discussions? I'm going to start with Dustin.
Hello, everybody. Dustin here. It was insightful. It was interesting because, again, it was a different takeaway than what I originally thought we were going in for. I appreciate a lot of the love. I appreciate a lot of the comments. So yeah, it was just a good takeaway, a good learning experience, even for me doing this.
I love it. Norris?
Oh, definitely. Hello, Norris, small town country boy. For me, it was really enlightening. I think what I got out of it most of all was the fact that it was influential to the viewers. I was actually in, I think it was Trunks. And a guy actually stopped me and was like, "Oh my God, I love what you had to say on the podcast." And I was like, "Oh, you watched it?" He was like, "Yeah, you guys are really, really great." So for me, that was a feel-good moment that they actually got something out of it. So I can't wait to show everybody what we got next.
I love it. Let's do Vincent next. We'll say the best for last. So let's do Vincent. How'd you feel? Let me clarify this. So Vincent was actually a walk-on.
Right.
When we initially cast all of this and Vincent showed up for support, and then some kind of way he ended up on the not only on the couch but stealing the show in episode 3. So I mean, to be able to share the way you did was inspiring. I know you touched a lot of people when you just opened up and dropped tears about your relationship. So what did that episode or being a part of this do for you?
First off, like I said, I was a walk-on. I wasn't expecting none of that. I was just there for support. So it kind of caught me off guard, but it I was glad I was able to contribute. So it was a good experience, and I enjoyed all the comments, and we'll see where it goes from here.
Hey, I love it. And then last but not least, without further ado, let's welcome the man with the locks that you all know and love, Curtis J. How did you feel about being a part of Acts 1, 2, and 3?
I'm ready for 3, 4, and 5.
Come on.
No, actually, I thought it was great. I feel like everyone has their own opinion, and I'm good with that. I'm here for it. I told you day one, I'm here for it. So that's what we want. We want that back and forth.
And I think
conversation.
Yes. And I think it's important. I mean, we don't all have to agree on everything. Just because we're over 50, we're all Black, we're all gay, we're all whatever. We don't have to agree on everything. But the fact that we can have healthy discourse about these conversations to let people know that it is possible to sit amongst your friends and to clarify, we are all friends.
Yes.
For those of you that may have questioned or doubted or wondered, are we all friends? No, we really are.
And I'll just make this
friends.
clear. I'll be the mean guy now, and you'll see somebody else be the mean guy next. just keep watching.
We're friends and we learn from one another. We learn from
Keep
one
watching.
another. Yeah.
So let's get into the question. So we got 30 minutes to change your life here. So here's the first question. Do you think the LGBTQ plus movement, the currently represents you, or has it shifted to center on younger, whiter, and more marketable voices?
I think it's in chaos right now. Because there's a lot going on, what's going on in the world, the administration, a lot of stuff being taken away from the community, as far as funds. And I think it's just, we live in a chaotic time. And, we just got to figure out our way. It seems like everybody has to figure out our way, even though we're older, we're settled, but still, it's just things have changed.
And what about how they look at gay now? How the world looks at gay? They look at gay and they kind of highlight, the millennial movement, the Gen Z movement, all the acronyms that are being added that we love. I'm like, okay, be you. But they seem to kind of cast a shadow over us, the older gays, in our experiences. We don't get highlighted for our needs, our wants, our concerns, and whatnot. It seems the movement seems to be different now.
Can I say, I feel that it's different because they're more like upfront with theirs. We were more, as they called it, closet at that time. Is that the term?
Yeah, we can go
And
closet.
I like the fact that they're out and bold with it. Because if not, we will be shut off even more at this time and age. So I like that fact of it. I just feel like they just need to be safe and be careful with it.
Okay. Dustin, voice of reason.
I think like Vince touched on, because of the times that we're in with the current administration that we are dealing with, I think there were things that were given prior to this administration that are now being challenged. And it doesn't allow the freedom that was set up for them. So I laugh because it's almost like we liken what's going on in the world. If you look at African Americans, we've always struggled. So this price of milk being up, the price of eggs being up, it's always been up for us. So we sitting back waiting for the next. And I think as you speak of our community, some of us, this was always a struggle. Sit back, watch and see, and wait for the next. And just, again, I think because we have to learn that it's always going to be a fight. It's always going to be a struggle. It's always going to be a challenge. And this current youth movement has introduced something new to the gay world. You in their face. You're seen. So that is very different for the world to swallow and then try to work through. So I think that's what it is that they have to be ready for whatever this fight is going to be and be there for the fight.
I love how you said that and how you brought it back, or took it back to how we've always had to be resilient and push through. Because we think about the Great Depression. Mm-hmm. You know, folks jumping off buildings and whatnot, they weren't black folks. Right. Because the Depression didn't really affect us because we was already poor. You know, it's like we was already depressed. So people killing themselves because the stock market crashed, that was not our story. No. However, we know we have a lot of successful blacks now that probably would be impacted by some kind of crash of that nature. But the majority of us have always been in survival mode, or trying to make it mode, or whatever. So I agree with that. Norris?
Definitely. And when I hear that question, my mind kind of goes all over the place, because when I think about the movement, I instantly go to white and black. I think everything that has happened because of the movement is because this is the white man's world. When people think of gay, LGBTQ plus IA, they instantly think about the white gays. I think all the laws that were passed, any movement, it was because of some white person. You know, they cried, they marched, they protest. I think as black people, we are not necessarily considered when they are, you know, doing these laws and making these rules. I think we reap some of the benefits, but I would like for us to be put at that table and them speaking for us at the same time.
That speaks to intersectionality, and we look at this table right here, and all of us, we exist at an intersect. We're black, we're gay, we're in America, some of us are living with HIV. It's all these different things we have to navigate through our human experience. So when we wake up in the morning, we turn on the news, our social media, and we get dressed and go out into the world. What's under attack? Right. Is our blackness under attack? Is our gayness under attack? Is our health under attack? What's under attack? So when you have to exist in those intersections, it can be daunting, it can be exhausting, it can be tiring. So like what you said about a lot of these arguments or whatever come through a white gay lens, exactly. You know? And I always want to credit Cleo Monago, who introduced same gender loving. And it's like, because we're not gay. Because you think about gay, you know, that's the West Hollywood, that's the twink, that's the glitter, that's the all this. But we're just black men who just so happen to have sex with men.
And love.
You know, same gender loving. So I think that needs to also be reintroduced to the black gay community, because we've gotten away from that. And we've kind of compacted ourselves into the white gay movement. But their approach to this is totally different than ours.
Exactly.
Totally different. So piggybacking off of that, why do older black gay men seem disconnected, and from some viewers watching the last episodes, bitter? we were called bitter, you know, are resistant to today's queer movements. Is there a bitterness, and are we disconnected from the movement?
Who were they saying we're bitter too?
Right.
They're saying that we're no. They said jaded. We were called jaded. We're jaded.
That's just that jaded is just a term to me. I mean, How long we been using that word?
Jaded. Yeah, I
And
mean,
first of all, I'm not jaded of anyone because I live Curtis Chase life. You know what I mean? So that's irrelevant.
and I think it comes from if we don't agree, it
Right.
goes down to that agree to disagree. Can we do that? But if we don't agree with certain things, we must be jaded. We must be bitter. We must be angry. So
That's like
when you
being jealous.
when you think of the older black gays,
I'm just trying to think of who
yeah, oh,
when you
Just,
say
just people that was doing comments.
When you said when you said the older in this comedy, he said the older
Mm-hmm.
people watching this saying we were jaded.
no, I'm
No.
saying why do older black
Why do
gay men
older-
seem disconnected, bitter, jaded, or resistant to today's queer movements?
I think
I have in our inner circle, we have our own little inner circle. We have people in our circle that's 20 in their 20s, their 30s, their 40s, 50s. You know what I mean? I run with, not necessarily run with, but we in a clique together. So I'm not opposed to none of these youngsters, you know, or whatever they're doing. I'm not jaded to none of that. I'm open to it. But it's just that where I think the episodes we were talking on before is we can show them where we made our mistakes and we can help them do better.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think, and I don't think that's being jaded. It's just, you know, showing that there is more out there than just give yourself up for a few dollars. Give
Other
yourself up.
avenues.
There's other avenues. You know, you're better than doing what some of the things these people are doing.
Which can come across as us not being supportive,
We're not being supportive.
but
We're
that's
trying
not
to
the
be-
case.
We're trying to show you that we've made some of those mistakes, and you don't have to do that, and you can still be better.
Mm-hmm.
You can still do better. So it's not a jaded. It's just educated that there's better ways. There's doing some of the things that we've done. We've
done it.
I lean on the word of disconnected. I think disconnected is a better word than being jaded, because whether you want to believe it or not, we are all a product of our environment. You know, your upbringing teaches you a lot of life skills and how you move as an adult. When you become a man, you put away childish things. And so, for example, like on these dating apps or whatever, when I meet younger dudes, the first thing they want to ask after they ask, you know, the quote unquote questions about your genitalia and all of that is, what do you do for fun? Well, I'm 56. I don't strive for fun. I do things that is going to either give me an ROI, it's going to give me some type of networking ability, or some type of opportunity.
ROI
to
is
showcase
return on
myself.
investment for those that may not know. Thank you so much. Norris, please
So,
continue.
Yes, I'm doing things for that. I'm not looking to have fun. And so I think there's a disconnect between the older generation and the younger generation, which is totally fine. But for them to say like we appear jaded, no, we come from two different walks. That's why I date 10 years up, 10 years back, because hey, if I say something to a 20-year-old from a TV show back in my day, it's going to go over their head. Age does matter, and people need to realize that in all facets, whether it's sex, whether it's conversation, the generation gap.
But
plays a
no
big
shade,
part.
there are some 50-year-olds that that don't know what an ROI
I mean,
is, that only want to have fun, you know.
Well,
so I think
true.
that's
I went to an event and there was the older crowd of Los Angeles that was there, and
Seasoned.
that you can call them that too. They were older, but I sat there again. I was probably one of the younger ones, and I probably can admit that I kind of sat there and was like, I hope I'm not that when I get that age. I think again they're looking at, and I mentioned this in our last podcast. There's the standard, like Vince was saying. There's we have a group of a diaspora of ages, of people that are doing different things, and none of our friends are in the same boat. We all kind of go the same direction, if you will, but it's just having a look at it is very different when you're a younger person. So you immediately go, she jaded, because they're the understanding. We don't click in the understanding sometimes, just sitting there looking at it. So.
And I think that what we're all saying here is that we do have a healthy love for the younger generation.
Mm-hmm.
We're very protective of the younger generation, and like we shared time and time again, if they happen to mess up, we still gonna be here.
Right.
But it's not a jaded.
Right.
We are disconnected in
Yes.
certain aspects because
Yes.
some things we just don't do.
Exactly.
We don't do no more. You know, so there is a disconnect with that.
And I saw that the other night we went out Friday, and I hadn't been to West Hollywood on Friday night for maybe 2 years. And I was sitting there literally just against the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a disconnect, but not on a bad level. It's like, damn, I ain't did this in a while.
Right.
And it was an eye opener to see all this different, the way these younger folks, the way they
Maneuver.
out there.
Mhm.
And I love it.
Living their best
out,
life.
They living their
Yeah.
best life.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, damn, you know what I mean? And it wasn't a bad thing when you say, I just, like I have to catch up.
Mm-hmm.
Not me not want to catch up, but it's
Right.
like, damn, I ain't seen this in a while. They was in it. I love it.
Yeah, they
I
are
love
living. They are living.
I
So,
live it.
so at this age, are y'all healed or just tired of explaining your damage?
Oh, I'm definitely healed.
What
Definitely
does healed look like to you?
Oh my God, living in my truth, living for myself. I don't answer to anybody. I'm a firm believer that you don't pay a bill in my household. You can't speak over anything.
Oh, you sound real jaded.
That may be the case. But until you pay bills in my
Jaded.
home, you really don't
Ladies
have an
and
opinion
gentlemen.
over my life. I mean, so that's healed. Like, I'm living in my truth. I wake up every day trying to be better than I was yesterday. I do what I want to do. I wear what I want to wear. I go where I want to, when I want. I don't have to answer to anybody. And if someone doesn't like it, that is okay because I still love myself. That's why when COVID hit, I was happy as a pig in new slop. I didn't need nobody knocking on my door because I love myself and I love my company.
That was
That,
country
to me-
grammar.
Right.
To me, that's healed.
Pig and new slop.
Yeah, pig in his
Pig
loose
slop, baby.
slob. Pig in his loose slob. Oh, okay. But what age did you realize that you were healed? Like, how old are you now?
I'm 56.
Okay, what age did you realize I'm healed from having to explain all this and having to, justify what I'm doing? When did you realize this is where I'm at? Because I think a lot of people, younger people, want to know how much more living do I got to do before I can profess to be like, I'm sick of all this. I'm going to just be me.
It was my early 40s. I came to the realization that people are going to talk crap about you regardless of what you do. Either you're going to be too fat, too thin, too muscular, too skinny, too light, too dark, too film, too mass. There's always going to be judgment and an opinion. And at some point, you just got to be like, I don't care. I write my script. I create the foundation. All my friends know this is my foundation. These are my boundaries. They know not to step over that. And that's kind of how we move.
I love it. Curtis, what's your thoughts on that? Healed.
I'm healed. I'm stable financially in my career and things like that. So yes, I'm healed.
Mm.
Anything
You
else?
quiet.
I mean, I don't have no wants for anything. I wake up every morning thankful.
So did you have to deal with some of the past damage, like to get to the place of being healed?
Of course. I feel like everyone has a struggle, and we've all struggled, and I've just always made sure that my foundation was solid. And, I've always built the foundation first. So I've always had my own place, my own car, things like that. So I just feel like if you feel that build your foundation first, and then you can sprinkle around what you're trying to do.
I love that. I love that. And this just hit me. Do you think your healing journey was easier because you had a Vincent? Like, this is a long-term relationship.
Like I said before, Vincent came in my life when I was taking care of my mom, which I took care of my mom for 13 years by myself as a young man, growing up in the gay life. So my healing came with that too. So yes, when I met my partner, it was definitely a plus for me. And like I said, he met me at a time where it was dark. So he was definitely a light. Yes.
I love that. Because I think when we look at the dynamic, when you have
Right.
a person to go on the healing journey with versus trying to find healing solo bolo by yourself,
Right.
is it easier or more complex? Because that doesn't mean it's gonna be easier.
Right.
It can be difficult because like I'm trying to heal, but I gotta make sure this person is well. So I can't focus 100% on me because
Right.
I'm not all by myself.
Right.
So it doesn't make it easier because you're in a relationship. And I think that some people may get that misconstrued. If I just find me the right man, I'll be healed. No, now you're broken with the right man. Yeah, no.
Both of y'all gonna be
right,
broke.
both of y'all broke. Both of y'all broke. So Dustin, what do you say about that?
He helped me
Yeah.
in a lot of situations.
Yeah.
He helped balance me. And God know, if he hadn't been around, I'd been in a lot of shit. I think I would have been back in the street. Curtis told me, if you get out from the streets and you land somewhere else, I'm walking away.
Accountability.
Yeah.
He held you accountable. And if you guys want to check that out, check out Act 3.
Right.
Act
Yeah.
3, they go deeper into that. So check that out, because some of y'all want to be in these relationships, but you ain't trying to hold your man accountable because you just want to have a picture for the gram. And I think it's a whole different. Dustin, what do you think? Are you healed?
I'm here. Can we cuss on here?
Of course.
Okay. A good friend of mine told me.
Is it at the table?
At the table.
Okay.
Always
The celebrity right now. But a good friend of mine told me at 40, I'm going to get the 40 fuckets. At 50, you going to get the bitch for real. And I'm in that phase now. Like, there's the things I used to worry about, even at work when it comes to people in higher positions than I am now. I'm at that age now where they say something, and position or not, girl, really? Who gonna check me, boo? Is that space I'm in now? But I'm always healing. Even in the dating world, you learn still more about yourself. Even though you have the list, as I spoke before, even though you go through these trials and tribulations of relationships, I think you're always healing. So I don't think that word can ever be, I don't
Stop.
say you can't be healed, but I think we are always healing
Journey.
It's a journey.
in some space.
Oh,
Got it.
definitely.
I love that. I love that. All right, last question. Are you aging with confidence or with resentment towards a culture that taught you youth equals worth? Because y'all some old birds at this table. And I'm just,
Really?
I'm confident all the time.
yeah,
Right, confident.
because I'm the youngest one here.
Oh,
And I think I'm
You just throw that out there.
I
old are you?
I'm 54.
Oh,
no, you're not.
Oh, what are you?
you're the young.
51.
Oh,
Oh. Well, you carry yourself a tad bit more
Amen.
mature. How you carry yourself is a lot more. We're mature. We're mature. But growing up gay, image is everything.
Yes.
It's all about how you look, how you present yourself, how you walk into the catch.
Yes.
All that stuff played a part. So as you get older, and I'm sure a lot of us were younger, going out to the clubs, and we see the old guy up in there, like, why is he here? What's he doing? So for you to go out on Friday, I'm sure the kids was like, well, who's Paw?
Yeah.
Well,
Over there to look good.
but even like you said,
a lot of no football.
but even as you said, how you carry yourself, isn't it funny? Like if you talk about the catch one, remember when you walked in the catch and you had to walk in that main door?
Yeah.
You always got yourself together before, because you knew that entry door to
That
the
was
dance
it.
floor, that was your entrance to the world, baby.
That was it. That was it.
I missed the catch.
Oh yeah,
the
you went
catch
to the
was savage.
bathroom before you went to that door to
Right.
go into the
To-
catch.
to
So
prove improv and all
yeah,
that.
it's
Yeah.
how you show up, how we show
Yeah.
up in this world today. And like you said, it's a journey. It's something different. Are they showing up like we showed up?
Did y'all see yourselves getting to your 50s?
I did.
Yes.
When you were in your 20s, going to the clubs and all that, and how you were living life?
I like I said, I did some things differently before. So I'm just blessed to get to my 50s because I was out there in that world, out there in the streets. So every day was a journey for me to wake up. So.
I love it. You said no.
No, I actually thought I was going to be dead at 42. Don't ask me why.
Oh, you had picked the age and everything.
I know, which is crazy. And I was
Okay.
talking to my therapist about the other day, like 42, what happened 42? But, I was in an abusive relationship. This guy convinced me to drop out of school, move to New Orleans, and I was like 18. He was like 27. So, battered me and all that other stuff. So I went through a lot of things, moved back to Baton Rouge, fell in with the wrong group, on the streets, walking. We ain't gonna go into that. But, I did
Next
a lot
episode.
of things, and then there were a lot of things, told to me. You go to the doctor, you do all your tests, your exams, and they drop bad news on you. Then you got to try to live with that. So life has been lifing. Life has not been a crystal stair for me. So I really felt that 42, which is probably why I took out so many goddamn student loans. Because I said I'm gonna be going at 42
Right,
anyway, so I ain't got to pay them
get
back.
it. I get it. I
Which
get
is
it.
awful thinking, but I'm so happy that I didn't die at 42. And like now all of my friends, I had a good friend just died in my crew in Louisiana are like all dead, so maybe 3 of us.
Wow.
And so I feel like I am living this life for them. And I actually talk to them every time I achieve a feat or a goal. I was like, this is for us because you weren't able to get there. So yeah, definitely.
Dustin?
Longevity. Listen, as long as the Lord will allow me to be here, we
Come
gonna
on
be
here.
here. Yeah, I never looked at an age. I went through the Y2K where they thought the world was going to end there.
Right.
We've been through COVID. Blessings on that. And again, my own personal health journey with cancers. I never put an age on it. As I just said, again, as long as the Lord. And again, and my family shows some good longevity into the 70s and early 80s. So for me, I just never put a time on it.
Curtis?
Longevity. I would just say on my mom's side, everyone died young in their early 40s and 50s. Yes, so that was always a thought in my mind, entering my 40s and 50s. But on my dad's side, longevity. Like I said, I've always hung around older men, so I've always had okay, my next step, what am I looking at? So I've always looked at them and saw what they were doing and see how I can get there on my way and my terms. So that was just my outlook on getting into my 50s and getting older, and just like I said, just having that foundation, and thank God, I did it.
Amen.
Yeah, here we are. Here we are. Listen,
Still pushing.
hey,
Still pushing.
that's a wrap for Act 4. So we did Act 4. Thank y'all for checking it out. Listen, so this is the last act that's gonna be on YouTube. Every single
we
act
going
after
worldwide.
this is gonna be exclusively on WatchVIM.
Exclusive.
So we got Act 5, 6, and 7 coming out. Those are gonna be on WatchVIM, but you can watch it for free. Watch it for free with ads, but we're also going to ask that you subscribe to check out all the other content on WatchVIM. We got movies, we got reality shows, we got all kind of stuff. 2026 is going to be an amazing year of just new content that we're going to be dropping. So check it out, WatchVIM, www.watchvim.com. So, hey, stay tuned because Act 5, 6, and 7 are on the way. I'm looking forward to it. So I'm Dr. Dante. This is the whole team right here. We're here. We're over 50. We're still shining. We're still
Yes.
glowing. And yo, we love you. So we will see you on the next one.